Hello and welcome to Cooking with Countryside. My name is Melissa and today we're going to be making a Celeriac Slaw. So what you'll need from the market is a celeriac root, some carrots, an apple, and honey. And then the things you'll need from home are apple cider vinegar, parsley, I'm using dried parsley today, olive oil, and then some extra things that you may or may not want to include are a lemon and feta cheese. So the first step we're gonna do is we are going to prepare the celeriac. Now, if you have never worked with one of these, it's not as intimidating as it seems. You're just gonna cut off the top and the bottom, and then you can set these to the side. And as you can see, this is the top of it. This is not, although it is part of the celery family, this plant is cultivated for the root, whereas your regular celery is cultivated for the stalks. These stalks are not gonna grow into the traditional celery that we normally eat. So here's your knobby vegetable. We can just trim off the sides. And by cutting off the top and the bottom, you're making this stable, so this is a flat surface for you to rest it on. You could also try a vegetable peeler with this. Okay, and so if it's still a little bit dirty, you can give it a good rinse. That's not going to hurt it either. And what we're going to do is we are going to grate it. So we'll figure out the best way to do this together. I'm going to start with just a cheese grater and see how that is, because we want this to be in thin strips. And so this is actually working really nicely. It's giving us that kind of almost, it looks like cheese almost. So I'm just gonna grate this whole thing and throw it into this bowl. And it's probably gonna take a minute. So you're gonna get a good arm workout. Alternatively, you could use a food processor. You just might not get the strips, but it'll still be small pieces that are good to integrate. And so this is going to be raw. We're gonna eat it raw. But you could also boil this, bake it, air fry it, similar to any other vegetable, to cook it and eat it. So I encourage you to give it a good try. Google can be your friend if you are looking for different sorts of ways to use this. We are making progress, slowly but surely. Okay, so I'm actually gonna stop there for now, but if you're making it for more people, you can go ahead and grate the whole thing. But I've got a decent amount from just half of that root. So for now, I'll set that to the side. The other two things we have are carrots and an apple. So the carrots we are also going to grate. So you have the option here, if you'd like to peel them, go ahead and do that. I normally always peel them, but you don't have to. And I'm gonna use about 3 carrots. Again, if you really love carrots, you can add more. You could even make that the majority of your slaw, or you could add less if you don't really like carrots, but it's just gonna add another flavor, another color to the dish. So when you think of coleslaw, you normally add carrots as well. And you could try to add cabbage to this. I think that would taste fine too. Okay, so we have our carrots, and I'm just gonna cut off the ends because they're a little squirrely. I know that's probably not a word, but, and now I'm just gonna grate them as well. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add that right in to the dish. And I think I'm just gonna do the 2 carrots because I did only do half of that celeriac root. So as you can see, we have grated carrots, and I'm just gonna mix that in. Could probably get a fork to do this rather than my fingers, but since I'm the only one who will be eating this, I guess it's not a big deal. Okay, so the next thing is our apple. This is gonna add a little bit of sweetness to it, and it's gonna contrast with the 2 vegetables. So we are not going to grate this. I'm not sure how easy that would be and if it would stay in one piece. I'm just gonna cut it into small chunks and add it in. It'll keep the texture varied as well. And then the only other step is going to be making our dressing. So again, the ingredients I have are honey, apple cider vinegar, and parsley. You could try adding garlic powder, salt, pepper, all that good stuff as well. I just kind of like to give you a baseline in these videos. Okay, so I'm gonna try to mix that up again. Should I got a bigger bowl? I feel like that's a common theme in my cooking videos, but okay. So I already have my olive oil measured out. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then we're gonna add just a touch of apple cider vinegar, probably like half a teaspoon. If you are an apple cider vinegar fan, I am so proud of you. This I actually bought to make fly traps out of, fruit fly traps, and I'm down to not much left, and I think I've only cooked with it once or twice, so the fly traps take precedent. And then I'm gonna add a touch of honey, probably about a teaspoon of honey. And then with the parsley, I'm just gonna sprinkle some in, make it look pretty. You can always add more parsley at the end too, you could sprinkle it on top. But we're just gonna mix it well with a fork. And now here's an option. So we have our salad. An option is to add a lemon wedge on top, feta cheese, and walnuts. Today I'll be adding the feta cheese and the lemon, but I'm also going to add a little bit of lemon juice to this dressing. But if you do not have that on hand, it won't make too much of a difference for you. So I'm gonna do probably an eighth of the lemon and just squeeze that juice in there, being careful not to get any seeds. And then I'm just gonna mix that in, and we'll pour that over the whole thing. And then your option here, you can mix it in. Whenever I eat any kind of salad, I always try to mix the dressing in first, because when you mix it up and you toss your dressing, you can actually use a lot less than you would if you just put it on top. A little goes a long way. Okay, and then I'm gonna choose to top it with some feta cheese as well. And that's it, that's your Celeriac Slaw. So really easy, really great for you, and it's good for lunch, dinner, maybe breakfast if you're feeling crazy. So if you're interested in learning how you can get these foods from your local farmers, visit countrysidefoodandfarms.org. Thank you.